keep me rocking. Shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it. Welcome to it, man. This is the Gentleman's Club. Gentlemen, welcome to it. It's going to be a beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. You could be listening to us from just about anywhere around the world. And of course, we appreciate you if you have downloaded our app. And of course, if you are listening to us through our stream, if you are listening through us through Twitch, you can also check out Bogart Radio there. We're also going to be on YouTube a little bit later on, as well as other social media platforms. So I want to welcome you to the Gentleman's Club. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I really do appreciate you. You could be in one of our stores across the country, or one of the other countries around Africa, and of course we appreciate that too. So gentlemen, it's been a long wait. Welcome to it.
Yeah, man. Welcome to it. Thank you, Zach. How's it, everybody?
We're good, man. We're good. You guys are good?
No. Nice music there.
Yeah.
Yeah, city to city.
City to city, man.
Yeah. No, that was nice music.
Yeah, man. So I want to find something about LA. I don't know. We'll find something. But we'll find something. So you guys had a productive week. How's it going on your side? How was your week? Let's start with you, Tama.
No, everything is fine. Everything is okay.
You had a suit on last week for the first time, bro.
I
I saw that. Damn. My brother got a suit.
I got a suit styled by Bogart, of course.
Yeah. Looking so good there, man. How did it go with the event and stuff?
No, the event went well, and thank you very much for keeping it down while I was not around.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was listening while I was driving. So yeah, everything went well. I'm happy I'm back. Let's do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On your side, my brother, how was your week?
It's been a good week. I lost my voice from screaming in the last basketball game, but other than that, I've been pushing at the gym every day, trying to take care of that full health. Up early, early to bed this week.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. I was getting up 4:30.
4:30.
And then sleep by 7:45.
What?
So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old.
We don't know.
And how's the team doing?
How's
How's the team doing?
Yes. How did you do?
So the Soweto Panthers, we had our first win. It was a great game.
Nice.
So we'll keep building. With basketball or any sport, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But we started on the right foot, so that was really positive.
And then how's the overall performance of the league? Are you guys finding?
Yeah. The league is actually the game of basketball is starting to pick up strong, and it doesn't take long because it's almost like a drug. You see what it's done in the rest of the world. It's an addict's sport. So if you get tapped into it, you're going to be hungry and you're going to want to eat all the time.
But then do we have the sports in the grassroots level, like in your local schools, townships, and so forth, so that you can groom the talent?
Yes, it's started to develop strong. There's a lot of great leaders who were former pro players or players who were developing in the game, played collegiately. And there's a lot of international people here that are also lending efforts and skills to the game. So I see basketball taking off 2 to 3 years. It's going to be explosive.
Nice. And then is the Department of Sports supportive towards the sports itself?
Yeah, they're tuning in. Like I said, everybody is developing.
Nice.
There was kind of a drastic drop off from 1998.
Nice.
And the game has progressively been getting attention and growing, but now it's becoming sort of a feeder pitch with the VALEBA here now.
Yeah.
That's helping to fund a mentality of competitive levels of basketball.
No problem. Nice.
That's dope, man.
Amen.
Yeah, man. So good to see you, gents. We're about to have a fantastic show today. We've got a really interesting guest who's going to come through on the other side of 10 o'clock. I think we just need to have a really candid conversation as men about, very difficult issues. In the last 2 weeks, sadly, we've seen a lot of women have been killed in the hands of the people they say they love, these women. So I think we want to chat about that on the other side of 10. So it's going to be a little bit intense, I know it's a Saturday morning, but I think we need to tackle certain issues.
We need to deal with such issues because these things are done by us, man. Though we don't do it, but obviously these things are done by men. So if you don't discuss them as men, who's gonna talk about them? It's really disturbing. I mean, seeing all those news, ladies are dying on the news almost every day. You know, I stay in Soweto. They found a 35-year-old lady. She was found with gunshots yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, just yesterday in Brown Fisherville in Soweto. So you can imagine this thing is like happening almost everywhere. And I'm 100% sure that lady was not killed by another lady.
Yes.
Definitely there's a hand of a man there.
Yes.
And our hands were meant to take care of our families, but now we are the ones who are now destructing our families with the very same hands.
Yes.
You know, we buy weapons to protect our families, but at the end of the day, we are the ones who are using those weapons to unalive our loved ones, if we call them our loved ones. So we need to talk about such things.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
All right, so that's going to be our guest who's going to come on the other side of 10 o'clock, where we're going to have that conversation. But we're going to get you going. And of course, being a Saturday morning, we hope that you're going to be shopping nicely at all our Bogart stores and go out there and spend your money and buy as much clothes as possible because winter is here. And of course, we're styled by Bogart. And thank you very much. They're making us look so dope, man. I like your tops, gents. You're looking so good.
My beanie.
Yeah, man. All right, so let's take a break. Let's come out on the other side and play you some music. And of course, you ready with your sports at 9:30?
Yes, sir.
And let's get this show on the road. Well, it's a good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yo, man, that's a heated topic, man.
Eh?
That's a heated topic.
Nagana ko brand vision tang wala tse stopo gara go hlatseng. That's it. Just yesterday.
No leads, nothing.
No leads, nothing.
You know, it brings out
So when you're
another.
done playing the song and then I just need to go into the computer.
Eh?
I'm saying when you're busy playing the song and then you're done touching, please tell me so I can go into the computer.
Okay.
Thank you very much, it goes like on the team. These are your sports update on Just Club. I am Tabang. Good morning.
Gentlemen's Club, and of course on a Saturday morning. I hope that you're taking it nice and easy, preparing for a very hectic day ahead on your side. You could be going to a funeral, you could be visiting home. If you are traveling in the streets, please make sure that you drive safely on the roads. And of course, if you are shopping at our Bogart stores, thank you very much for doing so. So in this hour, we have a guest who's going to chat to us about some really serious things, gentlemen. We have to have this powerful conversation. And, okay, so I'll tell you why this triggered me this week. Okay, so I came across a very interesting but sad sort of write-up. It's done by a organization called Justice for South Africa. It's called #JusticeForSA. Just to give you a little bit of a background, it says how to not get unalived as a woman in South Africa. Don't go to the post office. If you remember, Uyinene Mretyana, who was a 19-year-old UCT student, was lured into a post office under the pretense of collecting a parcel. There she was raped and killed, unalived to death by a postal worker. Number 2, don't go on a date. Olorato Mongale, you heard about the story, sad story last week. A 30-year-old postgraduate student at a university of Witwatersrand and a journalism graduate from Rhodes University went on a date with a man she had recently met. Number 3, don't go to the club. There's a lady by the name of Hannah Cornelius, a university student who was abducted after a night out. She was raped and murdered by a group of men. Number 4, don't go home. Lindy Chibi, a renowned actress, was shot in the face by a partner in her mother's home. She succumbed to her injuries after a prolonged coma. Number 5, don't go to university. Zolile Kumalo, a 21-year-old student at Mangosuthu University of Technology, was shot dead in a dormitory by her ex-boyfriend. Number 6, don't go to your partner. Tsegofatso Pule, if you remember her, 8 months pregnant, was murdered by a hitman hired by a boyfriend. Her body was found hanging from a tree. Number 7, don't go to the bathroom. Riva Steenkamp, who was shot multiple times through a locked bathroom by her boyfriend Oscar Pistorius, who is now out on parole.
That's how I used to talk before I started exercising my voice.
According to research, the sound of voice
on parole. Number 8, don't go to the street. Noxolo Nogwaza, a lesbian rights activist, was raped and stoned and stabbed to death in what is believed to be a hate crime. Don't take a taxi. Kabisile Shabani, a 13-year-old girl with albinism, was kidnapped from her home along with her younger brother and was later found murdered and her body mutilated for suspected ritual purposes. Number 10, the last one, don't exist at all. Nosiqelo Mtebeni, a 23-year-old law student at the University of Fort Hare, was brutally murdered and dismembered by her boyfriend in August. Her body parts were found in a suitcase and plastic bags on the streets of East London. So this was probably one of the most difficult things to want to talk about on radio. But I found that as men, we needed to have this discussion. So to help us make sense of this particular topic, which is very difficult, we have Quinton Qawe Zulu, who is a versatile, analytical, and hardworking individual with a practical, hands-on approach who always preserves to achieve the best results, able to collect and analyze information, digest facts, figures, and quickly grasp complex technical issues. So his career summary includes marketing research management field worker, UNISA field worker, gathering of research, hospitality marketing international team leader, Erasmus Incorporated, personal assistant to the director, WBHO, responsible for all community-related issues, Sanral, project liaison officer, education and qualifications, Highlands North Boys High School, University of South Africa, marketing diploma, LLB degree, UNISA. And we're talking about a lawyer who joins us this morning on the Gentleman's Club. Welcome to it, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, man. I'm sorry to bring you up to our show to discuss about such heavy matters, and I'm sure we'll find others as we move along. But thank you so much for taking time to joining us on Bogart Radio. And of course, this is the Gentleman's Club. Welcome to it.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I mean, you heard in my opening just these high-profile cases of women who have just been brutally murdered. And it just doesn't seem like there's a big, strong drive among men to say enough is enough. We've seen marches with females and maybe some pockets of men in between. What do you think is happening in South Africa? Why are we so violent as men?
Yeah, no, it's quite a difficult one to introspect on. And these things are happening on month-to-month basis. Before I just answer your question, I mean, I was in Rudaport area. There's a female that was also, her body was mutilated. We don't know who we still don't know who the perpetrators were, but in South African context, there's corrective, they call it corrective rape.
Okay.
Sipho, where if a person chooses to be a lesbian, these youngsters, they think they can turn a woman and correct it. So there's a term called corrective rape. But in legally, that term has not found expression as yet in terms of how we actually need to go about conscientizing the public to say if a person chooses whatever sexuality that they intend to be, it's their right, as enshrined in our constitution. So to answer your question as to what is actually happening and what needs to be done, perhaps, men need to be educated. When I say educated, boy child, girl child, they need to be educated in, from a young age, people need to respect certain boundaries. If a person chooses whatever sexuality, that's their choice. And it should not be a question of now you wanting to impose. I'm coming to the subject of corrective rape, which it still needs to be talked about within this context of the subject of gender-based violence or domestic abuse within the household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly, though, you find that some of these killings or unalivings is that you find that men actually kill the women that they say they love and women that they're in relationships with. What happens to a man who actually, says I love you and then,
Does the
turn
opposite.
around, does the opposite?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's quite a complex issue to decipher. There's a whole lot of reasons. When you engage with the perpetrators from the legal perspective, they'll tell you, no, I used to do A, B, and C for this woman.
Okay.
Now she has turned around, or she's sleeping with someone else, or she's cheating. But it boils down to materialism. You find, I bought her a car, now she cheated on me. That guy that went on Facebook after murdering his girlfriend, he went live immediately and he said, I used to do so much for this woman, and I felt like she betrayed me. Hence I had to slit her wrist or her neck. Yeah, so it's quite a complex one to decipher. I cannot sit here and try to go inside the mind of a maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Want to jump in?
Yes, I'm just thinking, the images in my mind.
I like it. It's mine. The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I get it straight from the makers. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
Ever wished you could see market moves before everyone else? With DeepSeek Trader, that future is here. Our new platform uses powerful AI to analyze real-time data, so you don't have to. All it takes is a $250 deposit to unlock this technology and start your first trades. No complicated steps or hidden costs, just clear, fast decisions to boost your trading. Step into tomorrow's world of finance today and watch as DeepSeek Trader turns every challenge into an opportunity. Sign up and get in touch with Manager. DeepSeek Trader is your path to the future of trading.
My mind, after hearing you read those horrible crimes and listening to your words, you look at these type of situations in men have an attitude of ownership and maker mentality, as if they are the creator of a woman or a child or a situation, which is an absolute farce. No man makes a woman or controls a woman. A man, as any human being, must make choices and control self-behavior. So when I think of this, where do we start on a roadmap to point out how to develop a safe space to aggressively attack the sickness in the mind of disillusioned and chaotic, mentally ill men? And I have to say that each man, based on influences, is already bitten or has been bitten by the infection of the same dis-ease in mankind, culture, but specifically, I like to say men of color.
Yeah.
African men here, or Black African men and Black African American men and Caribbean men and Brazilian men. It is a dis-ease from within our history where we feel that we must dominate our enemy And when a woman looks to be or acts to be or moves in a way that is an opposition of what we think should be based on what we feel we have to do or have done, then we go to war and take her life. This is a phenomena, and it is also it is a family crisis. You know, it can even go back to Genesis if people read the book. And it's one of the books of many books of holy books. But God creating a man from the rib, or creating a woman from the rib of man. Now, that could be an actual true story, but in actuality, it goes against every component of nature in itself. Where have you ever seen any human being born out of a rib bone? So we mustn't be foolish to stupid things that seem to be truth because somebody agrees to that. We must logically question everything. Question why, for instance, and this is another one. A woman can never give birth to 1 million people, but yet one woman supposedly gave birth to humanity. It's a weird conversation. And then men divide and conquer that. You know, it's ingrained in our ideology, you see? So we must look at the root of our teaching. Who taught us how to be a man? The question in the Bogart Gentleman's Club. What is a gentle man? How do we see the word gentle and man collaborating together? Because those are two different ideas. A gentle and a man. When we think of men, we think of a roughneck, a warrior. I dominate, I rule. That's a sick man. That's not a gentle man. So these men are not gentle. They are takers. They're not givers.
Your take on what he's saying?
No. I do concur. Upbringing plays a major role in a person's. The way that you're brought up will determine how you come out later on in life. So, if you've been brought up in a rough household, a household without love. You've been brought up by a single parent who beat you up, and automatically when you grow up, that's how you're going to view the world. That people need to be dominated, as you correctly put it. So now in this instance, you're dominating your partner, which is wrong. So obviously that relationship is bound for failure. So we just have to. We need to be very, very cautious. When we analyze these individuals. From a psychological point of view, they are very, very much damaged.
Stay in the heart of a new city with Booking.com. From London hotels to Paris apartments or Tokyo hostels, explore stays worldwide on the app.
Much damaged, and hence I say it's the way that they're brought up.
So let's give the ladies who are watching, who are listening in various platforms, some tips. How do you spot a man with issues? Like, we gents, we always look for women. I'm sure, like when you're on the streets, maybe years ago or whatever. You always, there are specific things you look at when you check a woman out, right? You look at her body, you look at her smile, whatever it is that tickles your fancy. But what is it for women that they need to look out for? When a guy comes, maybe he comes in with flashy things, maybe he says, let's take you out to whatever. Maybe I'm gonna, do things for you. Meanwhile, he's actually thinking he's paying his own way, and therefore he has ownership over her. So what should women be doing to just make sure that, they don't fall into this trap and they can see the red flags quickly?
Yeah, no, red flags are just red flags. I mean, let's take the Oscar Pretorius case, for example.
Yeah.
He was a successful athlete with a beautiful woman. Also, aspiring to do wonders in the world. Now, Oscar has his own inferiority complex due to his disability.
Yeah.
And then he takes it out on Riva Steenkamp. He shoots her in a bathroom. Did she pick up the red flags when they started dating? Probably she did. And did she feel sorry for him? Probably she did, because of his disability. Each and every relationship is quite complex. Picking up red flags is something else. But some of these perpetrators that you, in your introduction that you went to, that UCT student, for example, that was not a relationship. The guy was an employee in the post office. And he told us specifically, come back at 2 o'clock, knowing very well there won't be employees, his colleagues around that time, so that he can actually rape her. So red flags are just red flags, my brother. They, in each and every relationship that one enters, you just need to be vigilant, basically.
Yeah.
But red flags are just red flags.
So at what point should a woman say, look, okay, as I hear you on the issues of a man you don't know, you're going to meet them or whatever, but in a relationship, because that's where a lot of these gender-based violence cases have been happening the most, it's people that are in a relationship with you. So is a slap a good enough way for you to say, you know what, he's gone there? Or is it swearing you by your mother's private parts or whatever the case might be, something that should push you as a female to say, you know what, I think he's gone too far. If he can do this, the next thing up is that I'm going to end up in hospital or in a deathbed.
Yeah. No, those are triggers.
Yeah.
And by the way, when we say gender or domestic, we shouldn't just base it on. I know most of when you're in introduction, you specifically dealt with female being murdered, etc. But it also goes both ways. The triggers. Reason I'm raising that is because you'll find that here's a man who's been manipulated, constantly been spoken down to. You want to go to the gym. What's the point of you going to the gym? You're still fat. You're still this. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
So constantly you've been talked down. And you're constantly trying to avoid that, those discussions. We know females are emotional beings without trying to be sexist or anything.
10-year-olds are automating their homework with AI, and you're still copy-pasting ChatGPT prompts. Let's be real. Most people over 40 use ChatGPT like it's Google. Copy, paste, ask a basic question, move on. That's not how smart people use AI. Tomorrow, we're starting the 28-day AI challenge for beginners over 40, just 15 minutes a day to level up. In 1 week, you'll feel unstoppable. In 2 weeks, you'll have your strategy. In a month, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Tap the screen to join us.
With Google Workspace, you can create a Gmail account with your own domain and branding, helping your business look professional in any inbox. That's business email made easy with Google Workspace.
Anything. But there's that breaking point eventually where that man, that trigger something within him. But of course, the slap, talking down, shouting, verbal abuse, all those things contribute to, the red flags. And the best thing is just to walk away. Because I can tell you here in South Africa, police, they take this very, very serious, this GBV cases, especially if a woman has been touched by a man. The police will be there immediately.
Absolutely. You were speaking about the cases in Roodepoort, in where you come from, in the West Rand. This week, they also found a body there. What happened there?
14-year-old girl was, I think it's one of those crimes of occult, multi crimes, if you want to put it that way, where she went out with friends. And her body was just discovered the following day. Now they're busy trying to investigate as to what actually happened. I mean, that group of 5 friends that she went out with all don't want to speak. I actually attended a memorial service yesterday. No one is speaking. She was staying with the granny. The granny is traumatized, obviously. And the worst part is it has to do with what I discussed earlier on, the corrective rape. A 14-year-old lesbian, and her body was just found in a dump.
Very sad indeed.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue with our conversation with our guest in a short while. We're going to take a short break. Thabang is standing by with just sports updates, and from there, Rihanna Sali has sent us just some tips on our health. And of course, we're having this very difficult conversation. I mean, it has to be dealt with. And I mean, as men, we have to be seen to be doing something. And at some point, we need to be able to call out our brothers who are committing this amount of crime. You know, like, we need to stand up. Like, I don't know, there was remember Dube, Benjamin Dube, or the actor, the comedian? He wanted to do like a 1 million man march to Pretoria.
Yeah.
And I mean, none of us just got involved in that thing. I don't know why, though. So we'll talk about it after the break. Let's do this.
The hits. They never had a pretty girl from Joburg.
Thank you very much, Uncle Zach and the team. These are your sports update on Gentlemen's Club. I am Thabang Lechela. Good morning. Siya Kolisi will lead the Sharks in their United Rugby Championship semi-final against the Bulls at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium this evening in Pretoria. Kolisi was named as the captain in the absence of regular skipper Eben Esbeck, who was injured in training during the week. The Debonites will be preparing the URC semi-finals for the first time and head into the encounter with a quiet bit of a confidence. Now to some football news. Carlo Ancelotti, debut as Brazil's coach, ended in a goalless draw in Ecuador in South America World Cup qualifying on Thursday. The 65-year-old Italian, who left Real Madrid at the end of the European season, has been charged with taking Brazil through the latter stages of qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. Ancelotti, who is a former AC Milan and Chelsea manager, replaced Doril Jr., who was sacked at the end of March after a 4-1 thrashing at the hands of reigning champions and bitter rivals Argentina. Now let's take a look at your cricket news. Former South African coach Rob Walter has been named as New Zealand's new coach across all 3 formats of the game. The 49-year-old South African takes up the Black Caps job from the middle of June and will lead the side on their upcoming tour of Zimbabwe. Walter was an early favourite for the job after quitting his South African post, leading their one-day and T20 series in April. Walter contract means he will lead the Black Caps to the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics, as well as the major ICC tournaments, including the 2027 World Cup. Now off to some tennis news. South Africa's Paralympics wheelchair players Kgothatso Montjane and Donald Rampadi have made it into the French Open double finals. The quad wheelchair doubles, South Africa's Rampadi and Turkish partner Ahmed Kaplan reached into the final after beating the number 2 seed Andy Lapthorne from Great Britain and Sam Schroeder from the Netherlands 6-3, 2-6 and 10-7. While in the women's doubles semifinals, Montjane, together with the partner from China, Yui Kamiji, toppled number 1 seed Manami from Japan and Zhenzhou Shu from China 6-1, 6-4. Those were your sports update. Catch the next fix next week, same time, same place.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you so much. We are going to catch you on the other side next week. That's Tabang with the sports news update right there. All right, so let's move over to Rihanna Sali, who's all the way in Dubai. And here's what she had to say to give us some tips as men so that we stay healthy. Let's go.
And don't forget my cough syrup. Is it a wet or dry cough? Hello? Don't take a chance. Take Vicks Acta Plus. Unlike other cough syrups, its dual action formula relieves both wet and dry cough. Vicks Acta Plus.
Tomorrow morning, we're starting the 28-day trading challenge for beginners over 50. Just 15 minutes a day to level up your life. In 1 week, you'll feel unstoppable. In 2 weeks, you'll have your strategy. In 4 weeks, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Tap the screen to join us.
Let's go.
Good morning, Uncle Zach, and to all of the Bogart listeners. This is Rihanna, your health expert, sharing some tips on how to lose weight during this very cold season of winter. My first tip for this week is to try your best to get your 10,000 steps in per day. And this could be as easy as parking your car a few blocks away from the entrance of a shopping center. That way you're going to get your additional steps in. Taking the stairs instead of using the lift. And just really walking around the block to get that heart rate up and get those endorphins going. I promise you it helps and it's free. The second tip that I have is to manage your portion control when it comes to food. Did you know that psychologically, if you use a small side plate and eat from there versus eating from your normal standard size plate, when you fill your plate onto the side plate, psychologically your brain will feel as if you have had enough to eat versus you overloading the normal standard plate, which we tend to do. And if you can practice that, you will start noticing that you are fuller for much longer and you don't need that extra food. Let me know what you think of this advice, and I am happy to support everybody.
Thank you very much. I hope you gentlemen listened very well, because, it's that time of the year where we're going to be eating a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of soups.
Yeah.
And some, those heavy meals. And then come summer, your body's also heavy. So, yeah,
absolutely.
We need to look at what we eat.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you very much, Tabang and Rihanna, for the sports updates. We're going to go back into our conversation. And, of course, I've got some messages that have just come in. Some voice notes that we just want to share with you. And, of course, so many women are touched by this topic. And, of course, they want to get involved. And so I've got some messages I want to read and something quickly I want to play so that we can engage on it. Quinton, are you ready? Okay, let's take a listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the wrong one, sorry. Okay, let's do this one.
In the last quarter, we had about 1,700 convictions. So we are also prioritizing in terms of the justice system. We have forensic laboratories, as you know, We always had Pretoria, which was a little bit larger, and now we have laboratories in 4 provinces, and then in Mpumalanga we are going to have what we call e-laboratory, and then also getting other provinces their laboratories, so that all in all we have 9 laboratories, and the turnaround is very quickly. Secondly, we have allocated more resources in terms of the personnel and in terms of the vehicles, in terms of the councillors to be able to assist people. Yes, we would need more budget, but as you know, government also have other priorities. We cannot just give all and everything. But also embark on the awareness program. As you know, I was in Toyando a week ago, where more than 2,000 people joined us in our march against gender-based violence, including the traditional leaders in that Toyando. We were joined by Putovela, Mpapudi, and also the church leaders and the NGOs, and everybody were saying not in our names. And yesterday also, as we were meeting or as we were bearing Olerato, I don't know whether you observed, I asked our men to stand up and said to them, it's high time now that they also come along and said no to our women, because women have been fighting the struggle. You can even see in the marches that are there are always women at the court, there are always women. So it's high time that our men must also stand up and assist us, because this is more a societal issue than a criminal issue.
Through all the darkness that South African women face, emotional, physical, sexual, economic abuse, what reason do we have to keep smiling?
We have absolutely no reason to keep smiling, because South African women are dying every day and mostly people are doing nothing about it. I think it's time that we stop asking women what to do and start asking perpetrators to do better, to be better, to start treating women the way that they deserve to be treated. It is not up to us, it is up to the perpetrators to start doing right. Thank you.
Listen to this awful story in the Sowetan. A man from Soweto allegedly killed his girlfriend, whom he'd been dating for 2 months. Then he offered to help the family look for her. He was calling them every day after she went missing to say, is she back? Have you seen her? They even went to places where she might have been last seen. And when finally a missing persons case was reported to the police, part of their process of elimination, as you might imagine, was to interview him. When they got to his house, they discovered her grim remains under his bed. For days, he'd been sleeping with the decomposing body in his house. And he even went to help the police look for her.
With Google Workspace, you can create a Gmail account with your own domain and branding, helping your business look professional in any inbox. That's business email made easy with Google Workspace.
Have you been sitting on a smart business idea and need to get it online? GoDaddy makes it fast and easy with user-friendly products and tools to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Plus, get AI to help build your business for you with the all-new GoDaddy Aero experience.
And he even went to help the police look for her.
A lot of women that die in South Africa, they die in the hands of.
All right, so those are just some of the clips that we've got. Quinton, I mean, scary stuff. I mean, your take on what's been said, and we heard the police there saying that they need more resources. Government needs more resources. There needs to be more that has to be done to deal with this.
Yeah, and the community also needs to come out and speak up. That latter story that you just played, the clip, I mean, to have a decomposing body underneath your bed and you helping the police to look for the body. Meanwhile, you as a boyfriend, you know exactly where the body is. That's just on another level of insanity. That's why I say to you, we're dealing with people here who have serious psychological issues. Yeah, that just reminded me of Jeffrey Dahmer, who ate bodies, but cannibalism. But this one here, it takes the cup, man. You can't have a decomposing body underneath your bed, and you claim you don't know where. You're saying you want to assist the family. I mean, in your opening remarks, you asked, do these people actually love their partners? I mean, that's just horrific to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Tawang, you want to jump in?
Yo, bro, that's sad, eh? I mean, how do you do that to a person you've been telling that you love?
Yeah.
Every now and then you tell this person that you love, but you know that back in your mind, you're going to unalive her. I mean, that's really sick. It really makes me emotional in a sense.
Yeah.
It's really tough, bro. I think we as men, we need to stand up and talk. If there's something that's itching you as a man, something that's biting you as a man, I mean, we are here, we're gentlemen. Talk to somebody. If your wife is cheating on you, talk to your uncles. That's what they used to do. Our fathers used to do that before. If you think she's cheating on you or she's ill-treating you or whatever the case might be, go to your elders, talk to them so that they can diffuse the situation. As opposed to you bottling up everything, and then for you're now going from a gentleman to a monster now. Because now you are busy infiltrating all this angerness in your body. So, and in your mind. So I think it's better if we talk as men. There are organizations.
Do we talk as men?
Men don't talk.
Why don't
men
we talk?
run away from the clinic, let alone talking? If you go to the clinics right now, you find it's women who wants to go there and check their health.
Yeah.
We just run a health tip there.
Yeah.
But if you can go, a man would rather die or be sick instead of him going to go and get checked.
Yeah.
So let alone talking. We don't talk. We don't go to the clinic. We just men. We just go to the bar. We just want to be the father.
Why don't we talk?
Yeah, stereotypes.
This month, join XM's biggest promo ever. We're celebrating 15 years of award-winning trading, and you can double your deposit bonus up to $15,000. The more you trade, the more you earn. XM. Join now.
Stereotypes. There's a saying,
when you talk, you weak.
Yeah,
In Dotakal, all these things started way back when they said men don't cry. In Dotakali, in Dotankunze, a man is a bull, he doesn't cry. That's one thing that's killing us as men. Because we are harboring all this negativeness because I want to be seen as a man. I cannot go to the police station and tell them that my wife is hitting on me. My wife is cheating on me. They look at me as a fool. So you want to bottle up all those things and say, I'm a man. I'll deal with the situation. Yes, I can deal with the situation manly. And manly is these things that we're hearing now. Unaliving, we're finding women being thrown around in Soweto, we find women in Lombardy and. So this is the thing that it has started way back, that Undota Ikali, that really messed up our minds as men.
Yeah.
Your take on it?
No, you hit it on it's quite correct. It starts from there, Indota Ikali. You just mentioned when you go to the police station, the police themselves actually
they turn into a laughing stock.
They'll laugh at you. What kind of a weak man is this coming to report?
Who can't control his family?
Coming to report domestic issue. You become a laughing stock. So my brother just is quite correct. These are all stereotypes.
I mean, we have a problem, gentlemen. Like, it's boiling point. We know that we don't talk. We know that we feel weak if we do open up. But we have generations that follow us, and they are seeing us being violent. They are growing up in an environment. What is it that we can actually do to actually help those younger ones? Do we need to turn our taverns into talking spots? Because men get together all the time. Like, taverns are full. Like, you won't find men cleaning isiganga or cleaning up an environment that's dirty. Our towns are breaking, falling into pieces, but you'll find men at the taverns drinking alcohol all the time, every weekend, every day sometimes. are we running away from the pains that we probably grew up with? Is it because of, like you said earlier on, is it maybe something we grew up with, the pains that we harbor, that we just go to the bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because now we're using alcohol as escape.
Feels like a dream, feels like magic. Now I believe I can have it. Ooh, ooh, Tamu. Ooh, ooh, Tamu. All of my wishes came true. Shop like a billionaire. Shop like a billionaire. Ooh, ooh, Tamu. Ooh, ooh, Tamu.
Download the Tamu app and shop like a billionaire.
Stay in the heart of a new city with Booking.com. From London hotels to Paris apartments or Tokyo hostels, explore stays worldwide on the app.
It's a thing that we run away from the reality. I mean, if you mention the taverns, if you can go to the taverns and maybe have a 2-hour word with men before being intoxicated. Because some of them go to the tavern to say, I'm going to ease my mind and whatnot. After drinking that alcohol, he goes back to the very same situation. And now that's,
And he better not be a Chiefs fan, because he might just lose and then it gets even more violent.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you go home now, kids have to run away.
Yeah.
If Father Ronaldo comes back from the tavern, they know it's going to be busy in the house.
Yeah.
Kids are scared. The wife now has to go to the auntie's place because now you're a bull now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's sad. Our women are living in a horrible situation, and if you don't change as men, I don't know what's going to happen. I have 2 boys, and I try by all means to show love to their mother. Although we're not together anymore, but I make sure that I'm there, and they can see the love that I'm showing to their mother, so that tomorrow they can inherit that love. You understand?
It's important.
It's important because now raising a child in a hostile environment, definitely you are breeding a pit bull there.
This is exactly what I was saying.
Should we be telling our sons that we love them as fathers? Maybe
definitely.
It's not wrong. And it's not wrong. When you tell a brother, bro, I love you, they think now you playing for the other team, and you showing love that, you know what, you my brother, I love you as a brother. And we should tell our kids that I love you, bro.
Absolutely. I've got comments here that comes from Mpumi says, very sad complex. Sadly, our president is quiet. And then she says, a man needs to man up, learn to deal with the past traumas and triggers, be vulnerable to ask for help, and understand their role as leaders and protectors in relationships and families. What do you take on that message?
No, I'm in agreement. But the president has done a lot in terms of this. If you remember, during COVID, we had a large amount of cases pertaining to this topic, GBV. And as a result, the number one case that, or follow-ups that the SAPs are actually doing is GBV cases. That's why I said earlier on, the moment she calls and says, my partner is beating me up, the police will definitely follow up on that case. You will be arrested. So in terms of government doing this, but the issue here is the community. What is the community doing?
You know, I'm from Soweto. Our communities, when situations are like that, they always say,
Well, that's the problem right there.
That's the mentality in our townships. When Sipho is fighting with his wife there, and then that's where you need to step in as a neighbor. You can't say, no, Ronaldo's fighting with the wife, and you're like, no, it's partner stuff, I'm not going to get involved. No, you need to be involved. They rather call you a nosy neighbor, but knowing that you are saving a life there. So let's be nosy, especially when you hear a woman crying next door. Let us be nosy as much as we are nosy when you see a Makelwane buying a new car.
Yeah.
They are nosy for unnecessary things.
Yeah.
You buy a new car, they'll be there peeping on your wall to see if it's a brand new car and whatnot. But when you are fighting with your wife, they are not peeping on the wall to say, no, we're phoning the police. So let's be noisy and nosy for the right things. As men, let's be nosy for the right things. Bottling up, as in bottling up our problems, guchwala in alcohol, won't help us with anything.
Most people over 40 use ChatGPT like it's Google. Copy, paste, ask a basic question, move on. That's not how smart people use AI. Tomorrow, we're starting the 28-day AI challenge for beginners over 40, just 15 minutes a day to level up. In 1 week, you'll feel unstoppable. In 2 weeks, you'll have your strategy. In a month, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Tap the screen to join us.
With Google Workspace, you can create a Gmail account with your own domain and branding, helping your business look professional in any inbox. That's business email made easy with Google Workspace.
Won't help us with anything. It will definitely not help us with anything.
In fact, it makes matters worse.
It makes matters worse.
When you're intoxicated, you're going back to your household to actually go and beat her up.
Yeah, and the brother is right. Our police are doing quite well. Hit a woman in the township, they'll come with their R4s and everything. I'm telling you, that for sure. You hit a woman, the police will definitely come there. Then we'll wait for our law to take its course. But their police are definitely trying their bit to make sure that they curb whatever that's happening. And we as community, we must also take a stand to say no to GBV. We as men, we must say no to GBV.
Absolutely. From a legal point of view, the case, the guy gets arrested. The next day he walks out. Is there a correlation between the courts and the police in dealing with a case of GBV? Because you often hear women say, yeah, he walks out, he's back, whatever the case may be. So is there a problem with our courts, our legal system?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I won't say there's a problem with our courts, but there's a problem in terms of investigation.
By the police?
By the police themselves.
Okay.
Because remember, what you present in court, it's based on the evidence that you've gathered from the police side. So if there's not sufficient evidence that has been gathered, that person is bound to walk out.
But what evidence do you need if she has been punched in the face?
Check the Omotoso case.
Yeah.
Those women were there. The evidence is there, but the guy walked scot-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your prosecutor in that case, so I don't know how somehow at legal my colleagues would actually interpret the law. Even the magistrate court who was actually presiding in that matter indicated that I'm actually shocked in your definition of rape. Because legally, what is rape? Was a consent? Was an agreement between the two partners? If there wasn't, therefore it becomes rape. That's how the definition of rape is classified. But unfortunately, the prosecutor there dropped the ball. Hence, you had Omatosa walking away. So again, the state failed. That's why I'm saying to you...
The state, not the law.
No, not the law.
Okay, so we must...
Remember, you've got the prosecutor who's standing up for the state.
Okay.
To prosecute Omatosa. But if not, there's no sufficient evidence that has been gathered. That person is bound to walk. And then the public will say the law is weak.
Okay.
But it's not the law that's weak.
Okay.
It's the person who's representing that state, the prosecutor, who has not done their homework properly.
There's something about mom's touch. It makes cough, headache, and blocked nose go poof.
It's more than just my touch. It's Vicks Vapor Rub. It relieves nasal congestion, cough, body ache, headache, and muscle stiffness for a good night's sleep. Vicks Vapor Rub.
Trending in agriculture. Alibaba.com, a leading B2B e-commerce platform for global trading.
Now women have to suffer now.
Yeah.
Imagine
very
seeing your perpetrator is now walking around scot-free. You understand?
And the
So
person
it's
who
really sad.
And the person who represents you is the state, and the state is not known for.
Why do they even have? Why do the perpetrators even have lawyers? I mean, you've done it. There's no way a lady can come and. Why can't they just take you, man? I mean, it's a bit. I don't know how this law thing works.
No. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I know. But if it was me, you'd find the person unaliving a woman, but then there still needs to be like take your Senzo Meyiwa case. The evidence is there. The lady has been unalived. There's 5 of us as men, but we still have to go through 5 years or however years for them to find who
murdered.
To unalive the lady. And one thing I want to sorry man, this is touching me.
You're very passionate.
Yo bro,
Yeah,
yo bro.
Yeah.
So, and I want to say to women, once I slept once, just run away. Don't say no, he will change. No, he's just going through. He's not going through anything. He's going through unaliving you. If he once sends you a vulgar to say, I'm coming for you, run away for your life.
Yeah.
Because that's where they start. Start with a smallanyana slap, and then from there it's a bullet in your head. So run away. This thing of saying no, he's gonna change. No, he's my man. No, he's showing me love. How can somebody show you love by hitting you with a fist? Run away. Even if it's me, you hear me on radio. Run.
Yeah,
it's a red flag.
Yeah. Definitely. Gentlemen, we're almost out of time. We want to appreciate you, Quinton, for coming through. Your last tips, maybe for the ladies, because we're doing this specific segment for them to hear from us as men, to say, these are the red flags. This is what you need to be looking out for. And if, as you say, you see these red flags, make a run as quickly as possible. Do you have anything else more to add to that?
No, definitely. Verbal abuse, slapping, any physical form of abuse, that's an immediate red flag. But what I want to part with, since it's a gentleman's club, is ladies need to know that as men, we actually do love them. There's men out there that actually care for them. We were brought into this world by women. So it's our duty as men to actually love and protect them.
Absolutely.
Not to harm them.
Yeah. My mother used to say, I brought you into this world. I can take you out, brother. So shout out to all the beautiful, amazing women that we care about, that we love about. This show was specifically for you as men, as a gentleman's club. We really just wanted to make a stand and say we're up against this GBV. We will use our own personal social media platforms to speak against it. And we will talk to the women that we know that are going through any form of abuse or troubled, and we will do our part. So thank you very much for taking this time.
It's a pleasure, man.
We appreciate you. All right, man. We are out, my brothers and sister. We appreciate you. We have one Rose in the building, man, and she just keeps shining, and she's the magic behind
she's
it.
She's protected.
And
don't know, Rosa, you are protected. As long as I'm here, you are protected.
No, for sure. I think we're just going to have to create that bomb squad the mayor has created. That bomb squad that just reacts to any kind of violence
against women.
Against women.
And children.
And what happens to the perpetrators, we don't know what happened to them.
The law will take its course.
Afterwards. Afterwards. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for your time. This has been the Gentleman's Club. We are back at it again next week. So the song we're going to really close off with, it's called A Man in the Mirror. And of course, this is by the greatest of all time, Michael Jackson. And of course, this one is for you, a troubled man. You could be hiding behind your fancy clothes. You could be hiding behind your money. You could be hiding behind whatever power and influence you might have, but you are troubled. Please do go and seek help. There's nothing wrong with saying, I need help and I need to be assisted. So the echoes of the city are next. So do enjoy the rest of your day. This has been the Gentleman's Club. Thank you very much. Let's do